So a little over a year ago, I grew a beard for the first time, and in this video we're going to take a look at how it progressed, and yeah, let's get started. So here I am in the beginning with a little bit of stubble. Now a little backstory on that: before I started growing a beard, I always felt like I needed to shave, so but also I was kind of lazy, so I would just shave once a week. Stubble would come in and I'd repeat. I did that forever. Baby faced, stubble, shave once a week. Now let's take a look at how it progressed in a month. Now this is the first time that I had grown a beard for a full month, and this really got me excited. This is when I was like, alright, it's game on, because I saw this and it started coming in really nice. I liked the color to it, so I wanted to see what it would turn into. Now this is month 2. When you look at this first picture here, you're like, okay, it's getting a little bit longer. That's coming in good. But now check this out. The side view, it's kind of hilarious. So when you watch all these videos on how to take care of your beard and how to trim it, and you see where they talk about trimming it right at the where your chin intersects with your neck and keeping that line, this is why they say that, because you see how I've got a little bit more hair down here on the neck, and you see how funky that looks. Yeah, it looks kind of ridiculous. So yeah, I didn't really know. And also, you see how this chin, I mean, it looks weird from the side. But that's the thing you're going to notice when you start growing a beard, is at the first month it's looking pretty good. You get that long stubble. Months 2, 3, they kind of look weird, so you go through that awkward phase. But it starts looking better later on. So yeah, and you don't really notice how weird it looks, I guess, until you take a picture of yourself and then look at the picture. So yeah, definitely, it's nice to take pictures of yourself to track the progress, but then also look at the pictures and see how the beard's looking, right? So now here we go. This is yeah, just a few days later, I had trimmed up my neck a little bit more. You can see how it looks quite a bit better. I did that because of the previous pictures. So yeah. Now here we go. This is right at what would I say? I started growing in the beginning of 10, so that would be almost 3 months. And you can see that this looks a little bit weird too, right? So you see how it's like all frizzy and sticking out sideways, and it looks kind of like wide, and it's got no depth to it. Yeah. But here's the thing: is everybody always tells you let it grow, right? Don't trim it, let it grow. So that's what I was doing. I didn't want to trim it too much. I just wanted to let it keep going and see what it did. So you just got to get through that, you know. Now here we are. Yeah, this isn't too much longer, but it's I think I've got more product in it. Started using like beard oils and stuff, so it's not frizzing out as much. But yeah, it looks pretty good. And now here this is after a hike, and you see some of that frost that accumulated on it. Yeah, it's getting some length to it there. It's not really ideal conditions for seeing how the beard looks, but what is that? That's right around yeah, that's about 4.5 months. 4.5 months of growth. Okay, so now this right here, this is about 5.5 months. Yeah, about 5.5 months. And you can see the color it looks really nice there. It's got the reds on the side. It is still kind of proofy because I haven't really been trimming it, but it doesn't have that frizziness to it anymore. It's kind of laying down. It doesn't have as much length as you'd want, but it's coming in good. Now, here we are. This is about 8 months. And it's got the length to it, but my beard is a bit curly, right? My beard has a lot of these curls in it. So it'll start poofing out. Especially if I don't use beard butters and oils and stuff to kind of, you know, maintain it. And also, with my type of beard, it's important for me to trim my sides. But I was still in the limited trimming phase, right? Because I wanted to get the beard going. So, yeah, it's getting that proof to it. And, yeah, so here we go. This is a few weeks later after that. And you see it looks quite a bit better. That's because I got it a little bit more maintained there with the... Now here we go. This is right around the same time as this previous picture. And yeah, the trick to getting it laid down there is just using the beard oils and the butters and combing it, you know, and just getting it to lay down. Here we come up. This is let me see, about 10 months. And you see that's looking, it's getting pretty big here, right? I think it still looks good, but it's definitely getting to be a pretty good sized beard. Again, this picture, this is right around 10 months. Now here I am on a hike. Oh boy. This is right around 11 months, right? I did not realize how wild my beard had gotten until I had looked at these pictures that I took after the hike. Man, yeah. I'm not sure if I even did used enough oils and butters that day, but or if I could have even got it under control. I mean, that's crazy beard. And now this is also right around the time I started having a lot of trouble maintaining it too, right? So it's getting long enough and proofy enough that I was using picks to comb the beard, and I would still have problems with it tangling. All the hairs would intertwine, and I'd be real careful combing, and I would they would still grab sometimes, and I'd be yanking out hairs. Yeah, it was real difficult to maintain it at this size. And I tell you what, I've got a lot of respect for people that have curly hair, because my beard, being curly as it is, really difficult to maintain. So this is right around the time I was like, I need to trim it back, but I still wanted to get that yeared in. And I also had a beard competition coming up that I was going to go to. So here's a picture I took right around the 1 year mark, just finishing up my yeared. And it's a picture I took also after I came back from the 7th annual Epic Beard and Mustache competition, which I think was a pretty good way to finish off my yeared. My beard was actually right at around 6 inches at that time, which was right at the cutoff point for the full beard under 6 inches, which is the group that I competed in. And I tell you what, that was a pretty fun event. It was all for charity and everything, so I had a good time. And I will say that my group had 18 participants, and I was pretty fortunate enough to come away with third place. So that was pretty neat. I like that. Got quite a bit of compliments there, so I was digging it. But yeah, and you can see this in this picture, it looks pretty good. That's again quite a bit of grooming and maintaining, getting that to lay down, right? Otherwise it'd be like that big poof ball you saw earlier. So yeah. Now when I got back, I wanted to trim the beard because I wanted to get it a more manageable length, but I also wanted, you know, more manageable as far as being able to comb it and stuff like that. But I did like having the beard look, right? So I didn't want to get rid of that. So I wanted to trim up the sides, cut a little bit off the bottom. Now here's the after result of that. And you can see it's kind of squared off there, right? And you can see just how dense my beard is. So even after I trimmed it back, it looks that full. But that was pretty funny, right? So after I took this picture, one of my friends said that it looked like the shape of Idaho, right? So yeah, I guess it does, you know. Beard looks like Idaho. Now, moving on down, I did think that this... Oh, and here's another thing that's kind of funny, right? And so the beard grows out, just all out, right? Like this. So when I trimmed up the sides at first, I just trimmed it up, you know, around my cheeks and everything. And before I had trimmed up the bottom part flared out like this. So I had these short sides and this big flared out thing. It looked pretty hilarious. And I wish I would have took a picture of that, because that would have been a pretty cool picture. But I went ahead and trimmed up the bottom part too to match the sides, so it went straight down. But yeah, so that was kind of cool. And a few weeks after that, this is actually about a month or two after that, I trimmed it back a little bit more, and I rounded the part right here, and I think this is the best my beard has looked. I really like that look. And then after I took this picture, obviously I've trimmed it up a little bit more, but I think I'm going to let it grow out some more, let my sides grow out a little bit more. You know, just keep playing around with the beard and see how I like it. But yeah, it's been a pretty cool thing. I think you know, I think everybody should grow a beard for a year. Just see how it comes in. Everybody's gonna be a little bit different. This one guy that I saw at the beard competition, he had really straight hairs, right? So he had long beard hairs, but they weren't all wavy like mine are, and they were able to just sit down. So he still had like the slim look, but long full beard. That looked pretty cool. So you know, everybody should just I think grow out of their beard, see how it looks, you know, mess around with it, trim it, you know, and see how they like it. There's all kinds of ways you can trim your beard to match the style and how it comes in, but I think it's been a pretty cool experience. It makes me wish that I would have grown a beard sooner. I was, I was in my 30s before I grew a beard, and yeah, I should have done it sooner. But I always thought that I needed to be clean shaven, right? Because that's kind of like what you taught growing up. And then, but I was also somewhat lazy, so I would just shave once a week. So I start the week off all baby face shaved, and then I would end the week with some stubble, and I just repeated that forever. But yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to go back. I like the beard. I'm going to keep rocking a beard. Just keep messing around with it. And I might make some more videos on how to maintain it and things that I've learned through the process. There's all kinds of good resources out there for you to look into. But yeah, beard on.